What's going on, everyone? MetalBlade427 here, and I present to you Five Nights at Freddy's 3. A game that is pretty well long overdue for my channel. I wanted to have this done back in May, but unforeseen events kind of caused me to lose all the data and everything that I had on it at the time. And then June came around, and you all know that I had many different plans for June, and unfortunately, Freddy's 3 was not part of that. No matter, here we are right now. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was developed by Scott Cawthon, the man, the myth, the legend, and was released in March of this year, 2015. This game is set 30 years after the events of, I believe, the second game, because that one took place before the first game in the story timeline-wise. So it's set in the future of those games, if anything. So you know that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is set in the 1980s, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 is set in the 1990s, and this is supposed to be in modern times. And that's because of the story that it's trying to go with on the outside, rather than you knowing what's truly happening with what happened in the past. As far as your character in this game goes, rather than being a security guard at a Freddy Fazbear's pizza place, we are now a night watchman for a horror attraction called Fazbear Fright. Apparently, there's a group of guys that managed to collect a bunch of items and relics and things along that way related to the unsolved murders that haunted the Freddy Fazbear chain back in the 80s and 90s. They happen to find some random stuff, a head, a hook, a paper plate boy, but never anything big. That is, until now. One of the things that I like about Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is that it takes aspects from the series that actually work and expands on it, rather than pushing them to the side. And the biggest example would be from Five Nights at Freddy's 2, where at some point you just kind of stopped using the camera. You had to keep pushing the stupid button to wind up the music box, but the camera itself became obsolete. Even in 1, after you got to like the harder levels, it just didn't need the camera at all. Like, you just needed to go into 1 or 2 places, and then that's it. You didn't need to look around. Here, you kind of have to keep looking around from camera to camera to camera to keep track of our friend right here. And I'm going to go over a few other things as the game goes on, but for right now, I say, let's get right into this. Hold on to your hats, people, because here we go, diving into a whole new world of horror. Night 1 welcomes you. Fazbear's Fright, the horror attraction, local amusement park, is getting ready to scare your socks off with a new attraction based on the unsolved mysteries of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Includes relics from decades-old pizzeria, yada 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 yada, etc, etc, etc. All the other Five Nights at Freddy's games started with phone calls, and this one is no different. But we get somebody a little different this time. Let's listen.
Hey, glad you came back for another night. I promise it'll be a lot more interesting this time. We found some great new relics over the weekend, and we're out tracking down a new lead right now. So let me just update you real quick, then you can get to work. Like, the attraction opens in like a week, so we have to make sure everything works and nothing catches on fire. When the place opens, people will come in at the opposite end of the building and work their way toward you, then past you and out the exit. Yeah, you've officially become part of the attraction. You'll be starring as the security guard. So not only will you be monitoring the people on the camera as they pass through, you know, to make sure no one steals anything or makes out in the corner, but you'll also be a part of the show. It'll make it feel really authentic, I think. Now let me tell you about what's new. We found another set of drawings, always nice, and a foxy head, which we think could be authentic. Then again, it might just be another crappy cosplay. And we found a desk fan, very old school, metal though. So watch the fingers. Right now the place is basically just, you know, flashing lights and spooky props. I honestly thought we'd have more by now. If we don't have something really cool by next week, then we may have to suit you up in a furry suit and make you walk around saying, boo. But, you know, like I said, we're trying to track down a good lead right now. Some guy who helped design one of the buildings says it was like an extra room that got boarded up, or something like that. So we're going to take a peek and see what we can find. For now, just get comfortable with the new setup. You can check the security cameras over to your right with the click of that blue button. You can toggle between the hall cams and the vent cams. Then over to your far left, you can flip up your maintenance panel. fire. That's a real risk. The most important thing you want to watch for is the ventilation. Look, this place will give you the spooks, man, and if you let that ventilation go offline, then you'll start seeing some crazy stuff, man. Keep that air flowing. Okay, keep an eye on things, and we'll try to have something new for you tomorrow night.
Alright, so let's not have this night be our basis on how long nights are, because as you can see, we're already at 4 a.m. This is strictly a tutorial night, which is something kind of new that they're doing for Five Nights at Freddy's 3 compared to the first two, where there is nothing here tonight that can actually kill you. So don't worry about it, you're gonna get away scot-free on, there you go, for night 1, and just kind of learn your surroundings, learn the cameras, and learn the maintenance system. Basically, as you go through the game, you're going to need to reset various pieces of equipment in order to protect you from the thing that will be stalking you. There is only one creature, one thing, one animatronic in this game, and it is really imperative that you keep it away from you until, of course, 6 a.m., or else it'll get into your room and it will proceed to then kill you, as would they normally be. So you can jump around from camera to camera, and then we can also toggle around between the vent cams. You're allowed to clog, or vent, or let me try it again. You're allowed to seal, right there, one vent at a time. By doing that, you double click on it, and it'll turn it red. So that means anything's in the vent will not be able to get through. And that you're going to have to learn in order to plan, so this way this thing doesn't come and get you. Now, at the end of the nights, we are introduced to a little minigame of sorts. We get to walk around as our friend, Freddy. So let's go a little bit of exploring, shall we? This map that we are walking around in is the actual map from Five Nights at Freddy's 1, and I'll show you exactly some of the places that you may recognize. Over here, we have the parts and service room. Lot of cool stuff on there. I need to keep moving, and I'll talk about that a little bit later because you're kind of time limited. Down here we have Foxy's Pirate Cove to the left side of the screen. This is what fans call Clue Corridor. There are various mini-games in the game itself that you need to unlock and do certain things on in order to unlock a new ending. Yes, that is one of the things for Five Nights at Freddy's 3, is that there are 2 different endings. And I think I'm going to go over that a little bit more when we go into Night 2, which you're going to be seeing right now as well. I figure I'm just going to make this a Night 1, Night 2 episode, because Night 1 is so short, and it's intended to be short, because again, it's just a tutorial. You're just looking around, getting to know your surroundings, getting to know the buttons, and not have to worry about anything coming to kill you. That's all for the next night. Now, on this end of the pizzeria, these, I believe, would have been the bathrooms. So we have the girls' room right there, and up here would be the boys' room. But then we have this one room right here that we, as Freddy, can't get into. We are blocked off, we are constantly errored, we are unable to get in. And when we walk away, we are attacked by the Purple Man. Night 2 begins similar to the other one, with a phone call. So let's listen to the phone dude.
Hey man, okay, I have some awesome news for you. First of all, we found some vintage audio training cassettes. Dude, these are like prehistoric. I think they were like training tapes for like other employees or something like that. So I thought we could like have them playing like over the speakers as people walk through the attraction. Dude, that makes us feel legit, man. But I have an even better surprise for you. You're not gonna believe this. We found one. A real one. Gotta go, man. Well, look, it's in there somewhere. I'm sure you'll see it. Okay, I'll leave you with some of this great audio that I found. Talk to you later, man. Hello? Welcome to your new career as a performer/entertainer for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. These tapes will provide you with much-needed information on how to handle/climb into/climb out of mascot costumes. Right now, we have 2 specially designed suits that double as both animatronic and suit. So please pay close attention while learning how to operate these suits, as accidents/injuries/death/irreparable and grotesque maiming can occur. First, we will discuss how to operate the mascots when they are in animatronic form. For ease of operation, the animatronics are set to turn and walk towards sound to ease. This is an easy and hands-free approach to making sure the animatronics stay where the children are for maximum entertainment/crowd-pleasing value. To change the animatronics to suit mode, insert and turn firmly the hand crank provided by the manufacturer. Turning the crank will recoil and compress the animatronic parts around the sides of the suit, providing room to climb inside. Please make sure the spring locks are fastened tight to ensure the animatronic devices remain fixed. We will cover this in more detail in tomorrow's session. Remember to smile. You are the face of Freddy Fazbear's pizza.
So there you go. We do get Phone Guy back anyway. He is the voice of the training video for what is known as the spring lock suits. And this guy right here that is currently walking around is called Springtrap. He is the main one that we need to deal with while we go through our evenings. You have to keep him away from you until 6 a.m. and to do that you use this little button right here, the play audio button. Basically what the phone guy informs us of is that the suits are triggered to go towards the sound of children. So this way it maximizes their entertainment ability per se. This way there is no one suit just wandering around aimlessly. To do that, you just gotta hit the play audio. Oh, crap, there goes my video. If you do anything for too long, like stay on your camera or anything like that, it will go out, and that's the point of the system restart menu. So there's a lot that you kind of have to learn from Night 2, and other things include how long... Oh my god! No! Okay. Oh boy. That would have probably been very bad. There's a few randomized jump scares in this game that you gotta watch out for. Okay, you're right there. I see your eye. And that would be one of them. You can kind of get rid of them in certain ways. Like right there, I was able to throw down the video and then flip it back up really quickly. Oh, I hear him in the vents. You in the vents? Yes, you are. Ha, I blocked you off, but I have the ventilation error going on. If the ventilation error goes off for too long, then you're going to start hallucinating, you're going to start seeing things that aren't there, and you're going to get jump scared a whole lot more. Alright, good. Got that done. Are you still up there? No. Are you back here? Oh, jeez! Oh, crap. Go. Oh man, I couldn't see the camera, so I didn't know if Springtrap was there or not. There he is. There he was. Did you move over here? No, did you move back? There you are. You're right here. This game is very strategy-based in the fact that you gotta keep the Springtrap definitely at a certain distance away from you in order for you to almost guarantee that you're going to survive. The first few nights aren't really that bad, and as you can see, getting jump scared really has no consequences other than the ventilation system going off. And usually when that happens, because of the lights and sounds that happen in the room, it draws Springtrap to you faster, and you don't want that. You want him to stay at this end as long as possible. I don't care what you're looking at, buddy, you stay over there. And that's really the entire purpose of the game. These first few times, or these first few nights, are all about surviving the nights here at Fazbear Frights and making sure that Springtrap stays away from us. But as I was going to say before also, this game is original to the Five Nights at Freddy's series in that it has two different endings. A good ending and a bad ending. The bad ending is what you get from natively just beating the game from nights 1 through 5. So in my eye, that's the true ending. Like, that's how the game wants you to perceive what the ending of it is all going to be. And for the longest time, everyone thought that this was going to be the final game in the series. But as we all know, number 4 is coming out in October, which I cannot wait for. And we're going to see exactly how everything kind of wraps together. But I'm going to explain a little bit more about how this game ties into the other two as we proceed through the nights. Because as you can see right here, I have already finished Night 2. Yay! But just like Night 1, we get to play a little minigame with a new animatronic. This time, we play as Bonnie. Now, my question with all this is well, first thing I have to just go over here to the parts and service room and point out something really quickly. Everyone talks about, on this table here, this thing right here. And they're like, oh my god, it's a human skull, it's a human skull. That's all I ever hear online. This is a human skull. Okay, yeah, it looks like a human skull, but guys, remember, these are endoskeletons. They're supposed to be made to be human-like, so I'm pretty sure it's just an endoskeleton head. I don't think it's a human skull, personally, anyway. Here's our clue corridor. We have these cupcakes here. That would give you your clue about the minigame you would need to unlock, but that's not going to be until much, much later. You need to do all those minigames in a particular order and complete them in a particular way in order to unlock the good ending. And that's why I say that the bad ending is the true ending, because that's just what you get for playing it. The good ending you have to put work into and wouldn't happen unless you, the player, deem it so. Now, my question here is, even though this map that we're in is in the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 establishment, are we playing as... I don't think we're playing as the toy characters, but Bonnie's definitely a different color here. Bonnie's supposed to be purple, like that mysterious purple Freddy walking away. And even Freddy's colors here are lighter than what I remember from the first game. Chica's the only one that pretty much looks the same, so I'm kind of wondering what animatronics are they supposed to be, or are they older models before they changed their colors from Five Nights at Freddy's 1? I don't know. But we can't follow the purple Freddy into there. We can go back and take a look at our Freddy, and Purple Man comes and dismantles us. Alright, so here we are back at the main screen. I apologize if I was jumping around a lot as I was talking in this episode, but there's just so much to this game that is way more than just face value to it all. There's so much storyline, there's so much hidden lore, there's just so much going on that each little bit would almost require an entire episode to explain why it is the way it is. But for right now, you are left with the basic idea of how to survive at Fazbear's Frights. So that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it off right here. In the next episode, we will be going into Night 3, and I'll be talking a little bit more about Springtrap himself. I went over him very, very little bit right in here, but you have to get introduced to the main villain somehow, and the only thing that can kill us. So thank you all for watching. Be sure to rate and comment down below, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you can get equipped with me, MetalBlade427. Until Night 3, everyone, you have a good one, and I will catch you all later.